Well, hello everybody and welcome to Jeff's Baking Blog. Today I'm going to make some quick and easy butter cookies or butter biscuits. And the reason that I'm making them is that I actually want to serve these biscuits as part of a dessert that I should be doing at some time. And I thought I would just try them out now. But as well as serving with a dessert, they also go very, very well just on their own with a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, something like that. And I start off by preheating my oven to 160 degrees Celsius. That's 140 degrees Celsius with a fan, 320 Fahrenheit. And I've lined a couple of baking trays with silicone mats, but you could use parchment paper. And so I'll go on to the ingredients. And there's only a few ingredients, 5 as you can see. And I start off with 170 grams, which is 12 tablespoons, just a little bit more, but 12 tablespoons of softened unsalted butter, 100 grams, half a cup of caster sugar, 200 grams, 1 1/3 cups based on scooping packed flour into a 250 milliliter cup of plain flour, 40 grams, 6½ tablespoons of ground almonds, and 3 grams, half a teaspoon of salt. And I'll start off by just putting the flour and the almonds and the salt into a slightly larger bowl, and I'm just going to give those a stir around to get those mixed together. You could sift them, but because my salt is quite granular, it may not go through the sieve particularly easily. And that's good enough like that. So the next thing to do is to cream the butter and the sugar together until it's pale and fluffy. So I'll put the sugar into a larger bowl and add the butter. And I'm going to cream that for a couple of minutes. And I'm using my hand mixer, but you could do it by hand, it's very easy. And that's good enough, very, very easy indeed. And then I'm going to put my flour, almonds and salt into that mixture. And I'm simply going to mix it around until it all starts to clump together. And then I'll use my hand to squeeze it into a dough. And as you can see, that's come together quite easily. Now you could turn this out onto your work surface, but I can do it in the bowl. Just turn it over on itself. And that's actually good enough like that, really. So I then need to divide that into 24 pieces which weigh about 20 grams each. Now you can do it by eye if you want to, but I like to weigh things, so I'll just take an amount of dough. And that's 20 grams, so I'm going to roll that into a ball and put it onto my baking tray. I'm going to leave a gap between them like that. So I'll do the remainder. So I've rolled out 24. I could have got 25 quite easily with a few grams left to spare, but 12 per baking tray is a good number. So I'm going to take the tines of a fork and I'm going to press down on each one. You could make any pattern you want really, or you can just flatten them. And that's good enough like that. So I'm going to put those into the oven and I'm going to bake them for 14 to 16, 17 minutes, something like that. They're going to spread a little bit and then they should begin to just about start to colour on the top. And at that stage I'll take them out of the oven and I'll leave them for 2 or 3 minutes on the tray so that they can just set a little bit firmer. Then I'll carefully transfer them to a wire rack to cool completely, and once they've cooled I'll come back and show you the results. I baked my quick and easy butter biscuits for 16 minutes and they just began to colour a little bit on the top, so I took them out of the oven and I left them on the baking tray for 5 minutes. Then I transferred them to a wire rack and I've given some away already, but I'll show you what I have left, and this is what they look like. So they baked up quite nicely. They did spread a little bit, but they would do, and I'll just break one open so you can see inside, and I'll have a taste of this one. It has a nice tender crumb, lovely and buttery, and that little bit of almond in it gives a nice texture to the biscuit. So these are actually very easy to make, and as I said, I've made these really because I want to use something like this for when I make another dessert that I want to do shortly. So that's going to be it for this recipe. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you have, please give me the thumbs up below and click to subscribe to my YouTube channel. In the top right hand corner of the screen there'll be an eye that you can click on, and that will take you to a link for the recipe, and I'll put a link below the video as well, and I'll be back with another recipe in the very near future. So until then, happy baking.